Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have something absolutely epic to take a look at as we have some Jurassic World Hatchling figures from the Captivz line, of course, from Toymonster International. I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to both Toymonster International as well as Playwise partners for hooking me up with this incredibly cool box full of these hatchling figures, and I'm so psyched to take a look at them all with you guys, and of course, unbox them currently, and then we'll actually film an entire review, of course, separately for them, because if I just reviewed them now, that would take forever with the unboxing itself. But you can see the box art of this looks awesome. You've got a really nice Jurassic World logo here in the front, and I love the images of these hatchlings over here, and they look really cool. Like, you can see they actually genuinely look like the dinosaurs from Jurassic World, but obviously in hatchling form. Like, really, really impressive. Probably some of the best visuals I've ever seen for hatchling versions of the Jurassic World dinosaurs in kind of like that animated sort of style. I think it looks incredibly cool. But of course, we also have more going on with this box, because as we move here to the side, you can now see Captivz Hatchling buildable dinos. If we take a look over here at the side, we again have more images of some hatchlings, as we again have the Velociraptor as well as the T-Rex right there. If we take a look to the back, we now have the Toymonster International logo right there, center of the box, and then the same image over here again with those other, the T-Rex and the Velociraptor. Doesn't look like anything is going on there on the back. So, as I try to knock everything over, actually I'm going to put it down right here for a moment just to open this up. So as soon as we go to open it up, you straight away see the Indominus hiding out under here, which is pretty darn neat. But I also kind of want to bring it up so that we can see what's inside the box itself without knocking everything over. So you can see we've obviously got a whole bunch of eggs in here. And if we actually look up here, we've got the Jurassic World logo as well as the, again, Captivz Hatchling logos. And if we look up a little bit further, might be too hard to get, but the Toymonster International logo's up there as well. So I'm going to pull this box off to the side, and then we're going to start bringing these eggs in and checking them all out. So we've got our very first egg here, and you can see again they have that really nice bluish tone. I actually really like the bluish tone of these eggs. You can also see again we have the Jurassic World logo, the Captivz Hatchlings buildable dinosaurs. You've got kind of like a shot over here of a dinos in slime sort of image going on with a Stegosaurus, and then over here another shot of the Indominus Rex. So definitely excited to dive into these. I've put up one video of just a few of them that I was able to acquire, but I'm really excited to actually see the entire lineup here. So let's pop this egg open. So once we get the wrapping off, you can now see again that bluish egg. And once we pop the egg itself open, just like they've been doing a lot lately, you've got the slime in a separate package, which is great because it's always nice to not have to dig through the slime to get to the dinosaurs. But if you do like the slime, of course, it still is included, and you can see the really cool Jurassic logo with the kind of slime leaking down effect that we've got going on. You can also sort of see that the slime looks like it has like a greenish color there through the packaging. So we'll move that out of the way and then take a look at the actual packaging itself. So we have another bluish tone, different tone of blue for the packaging, but you can see that we have a nice Velociraptor there on the front of the packaging, which looks really cool. And then contained inside, of course, is going to be one of our babies, and straight away we've got Bumpy the Ankylosaurus. So a really exciting one, and I'm actually really hyped to see Bumpy back in the Captivz line, because I feel like, oh wow, that one's going to be a little bit tough to get on. I feel like the Bumpy that they had released prior was probably the best version of Bumpy that I've had the pleasure of checking out in person. Sometimes those are a little bit tricky to get on, but there is our Bumpy. You can get a nice look at what the figure looks like. Definitely looks cool, although I will say it actually looks different from the older Bumpy. I don't know for sure if it actually is. Actually, I think I have it over here. Yes, I do have the older Bumpy right here. So you can see there are definitely some differences. So I actually did not realize that. I thought that this Bumpy was going to be the same one as the older release of Bumpy from Toymonster International, but you can see there are actually some differences, so that's very interesting. Something we're going to definitely have to dive into a little bit further with the actual review, but obviously we also have the little token here that says Ankylosaurus, and then again some information here on the back. You always get those included with your Captivz figures, and we also have the little booklet here that is inside, and you can see again some really cool images of the dinosaurs right there. And once we open it up, you can now see all of the figures that are contained within this lineup, which there are quite a few. Definitely a pretty hefty line of Captivz. And again, some more shots of what's here on the opposing side. So the next one that we have in here is a Velociraptor. Oh, we just had that fly out. We've got Delta. And now I'm having a hard time remembering which ones are the rare ones and which ones are not the rare ones. I don't remember if Delta is. I know the two rare ones are definitely Velociraptors. I'm pretty sure at the very least one of the rare ones is Echo. Let's go ahead and pull that back up real quick. So the rare ones are Charlie and Echo. So Delta is not one of the rare Velociraptors, but still a wonderful raptor to have regardless. And of course we also have our little token here, or card sort of token kind of thing. And then again, Delta on one side, you can see some information on the raptor here on the opposing side. The next one that we have in here is the Carnotaurus, and that's the one I think I was most excited about because of course Carnotaurus is my favorite dinosaur of all time. So I'm beyond excited to have a Carnotaurus here to enter into my collection, especially when it comes to this particular line of hatchlings, and that Carnotaurus is adorable. Man, the paintwork on these is seriously like insane, like out of this world amazing paintwork on these hatchling figures. And then of course we've got our card for the Carnotaurus, and then the information on the opposing side like we've seen with all of them. And the next one is the Pteranodon. So that's really cool. Very excited to see this one because it's the first pterosaur that we've had in the hatchlings line. I would imagine, I think the only pterosaur, because I'm pretty sure I didn't see any others on the booklet just a moment ago. I hope they release more of these and we get more hatchlings in the future. Look at that Pteranodon. That is absolutely awesome. The paintwork is seriously so crazy good for these. Man, such a beautiful figure. These, I would easily say, are some of the best Captivz that we've had so far. And then you can see, again, the Pteranodon on the front, and then the information on the Pteranodon there on the back. Next up, what do we have in this one? And if I can actually break it open there, so I'm immediately going to say that we've got Echo, because it's one of the very, very few times you're ever going to see Echo actually painted with the correct colors, because for some reason Echo is just always messed up when it comes to most companies that create figures like this. But as you can see, Toymonster International, as always, doing Echo a justice and giving you the correct type of coloration, the correct tones and everything. And that is one of the rare figures. And if I can figure out where to put that token, there we go. You can see again, rare Echo. I didn't realize it actually states that on there, or else I would have probably had a pretty good idea if the Delta one was rare or not, but definitely really cool. And then the next one feels a little bit beefy, so whatever it is, it's going to be a decent sized figure, that's for sure. This one, I think, is the Brachiosaurus, or no, I mean not a Brachiosaurus, a Apatosaurus it is. I don't think there is a Brachiosaurus in this line. So we've got the Apatosaurus. Let's pop that head in, or neck. And it's not in all the way. That's definitely going to take a little effort, but we'll get it in there before we get to the actual, review of these guys. But the Apatosaurus is absolutely beautiful, just like all of these others are. And then I don't think we pulled the token out. Nope, there it is, hiding within. And then you can see the token right there with the really cute Apatosaurus, and then the information there on the species on the back. The next one that we have here is the Indominus, which is a really cool one to have included in this line because, at the beginning of Jurassic World, you see the hatching Indominus, but you never actually get to see the hatchling Indominus completely exposed from the egg. But I guess we get to when it comes to these Captivz figures. There we go. I've lost track of the tail there for a moment. Man, some of these are really hard to get on, so definitely going to have to take a few of them to the sink and then get some hot water and then loosen them up a little bit so that I can get them on. But the Indominus also looks epic. And then we've got, in this one, the Nasutoceratops, I believe this one is, which is also one that I was really looking forward to. So, yep, definitely correct. We've got the Nasutoceratops there on the front and then information on the species there on the back. And then we'll pop this on here to the body. That one didn't go on too bad. That was actually pretty easy. But you can see that, again, they did such a great job of capturing the colors of what we usually see on a Nasutoceratops in the Jurassic films. More so what you usually see on the adults. We have here for the baby, because we did actually see a baby Nasutoceratops in Dominion, and of course it had a slightly different coloration, but this is basically what the adult color scheme would look like on a baby, and I think it looks awesome. I'm really happy they chose to give it that adult style color scheme. And then the next one here is, I'm not sure. Oh, it's the Triceratops, okay. Pull this out of here, so there you go. You can see again the Triceratops on the front of the little card here, that little token sort of card. And then we'll pop the head on. Boy, the Triceratops is such a tiny little body because of it sitting down. But there you go. There's the adorable Triceratops taking a seat, looking super, super cute, kind of like our Carnotaurus is sitting. Then the next one is, and again, you can see these really starting to pile up. We have a massive amount of these figures in this line, but as we could see there, we just kind of flew through that one. It is Velociraptor Blue, which is really cool that we'll actually have a chance to complete the entire Raptor squad when it comes to these hatchlings. Yet again, they nailed the coloration, and a really, good-looking paint job for something like this. Like, they added actually quite a bit of detail to the paint on something like this. And then, of course, again, the little card there, Velociraptor Blue, and information on the back. The next one that we have here is the Stegosaurus. This one's awesome looking, actually. So let's pull this stuff out of here. We've got the little token here, again, giving us a nice shot of our Stego, and then some information there on the back. Then we'll pop our little Stegosaurus tail on. Not on all the way yet again, but wow, that Stegosaurus is beautiful. That actually might be one of my favorites so far for the entire line. Very, very impressive looking Stegosaurus. And then the next one that we have here is the Parasaurolophus. That's a very cool one as well. And I love that it has those classic kind of Lost World Jurassic Park colors on it. I had the tail upside down. Boy, the tail's really hard to get on that one. So we're definitely not going to get too far with the tail of this one. But again, it looks so nice, and such a really nice kind of a dark wash they've applied to the figure. Of course, we'll have all of the tails and everything and the heads and everything put on nicer for the actual review, but there you go. You can see again the card for the Parasaurolophus, and we are now dwindling as we only have 2 left, which leads me to believe that I know what both of them would be. So we've got the T-Rex, which is exactly who I was thinking one of the 2 would be. And then we've got the body parts for our T-Rex here. So let's pop that on. And there we go. We've got our little baby Rexy. And doesn't Rexy just look super, super adorable? Really cute. I like how he's just kind of standing there in almost like an old school tripod pose. And then the final one should be the other rare Velociraptor, which is going to be, as you can see, it's going to be Charlie. So then I just dropped it. So Charlie would be the final of the entire lineup, giving us the entire complete line here now for our collection, and then to, of course, actually give you a nice shot of Charlie, of course, to review here on the channel very, very soon. So let's go ahead, reposition them, and there we go. We have the entire lineup, and on top of that, they also sent over this super cool, absolutely gigantic, if you look in comparison to those hatchlings there, cardboard sort of cutout here of some of the artwork that is associated with these hatchling Captivz figures, and that is definitely the coolest way to display them. Absolutely have to display them there in front of that super cool cardboard cutout, and that is definitely a really, really cool extra added in here. So I want to give one last huge shout out again to both Playwise partners as well as Toymonster International for sending these over for me to unbox for you guys and of course review and add to my collection. So if you are interested in grabbing some of these for yourself, make sure you check your local Five Below because that seems to be the place that they are showing up most common, and grab yourself some of these incredible hatchling Captivz figures. Again, definitely one of, if not the best lines that we've ever had for the Captivz figures. And of course, make sure you check back to the channel for the reviews of these figures because that will be coming very soon. And also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.